as many of you guys know, last week I spent a week in Canada and I got to drive the Challenger's brother-in-law, the Charger. So the Charger is a very popular choice for a lot of people. It's definitely a very nice car, and I was able to rent it through an app called Turo, as I explained in my previous video. And the reason I rented it was because I wanted to see what the differences were between the Charger and the Challenger. It's a pretty popular question that people ask me all the time. Hey Rush, why didn't you get the Charger? Why did you go with the Challenger? And quite honestly, I didn't know too much about the Chargers back when I was shopping around, and I just liked the way the Challenger looked, so I ended up with that. But after getting into the Challenger, I realized that the Charger is actually a very, very good car, kind of an all-around vehicle. The Challenger looks like a muscle car, and that's really what it is. You know, everyone knows it as the only muscle car that's really left. The other vehicles have become pony cars, so we're talking about Camaros, Mustangs. They're no longer muscle cars, they're pony cars. They take handling into consideration, and definitely smaller cockpits and stuff like that, where the Challenger remains, you know, the big, spacious, powerful muscle car that it is. So over the past week, I got to drive the Charger, do little road trips in it, spend a lot of time behind the wheel, get to really explore all its features and the way it drives and everything like that. And today we're going to sum that up. I'm going to offer my insight to you guys and tell you exactly what I think between the two cars. All right? So let's get right into it. First things first, I want to cover some stuff in the interior because I think that's kind of an important part. As you can see, I'm in the interior of my vehicle right now, and here are the biggest differences that I noticed right off the bat. The Charger definitely is set up differently, of course, but there's so much more room. There's so much more room to store things, put things away, and as a creator, like a content creator and someone that hauls around a lot of stuff to make these videos, like right now I have 2 tripods running and I have camera equipment and all this stuff, it's very important for me to be able to carry around things comfortably and have spots to put things, and the Charger does that very well. There's a lot of stuff in the middle section right here where you can put things, a lot of storage in the doors, and storage throughout the interior is very, very nice to have. There's a lot of it, and obviously you have the full-size interior with usable back seats that have their own doors to get in and out of, so that helps out if you have kids or you have family that comes over a lot. You can kind of just toss them in the back seat, and they'll have plenty of space to be comfortable back there. I had 3 big guys sitting in the back seat, and we did a 45-minute trip. They did not complain whatsoever. Could have been that they were enjoying the ride a little too much, or it could have been that it's actually pretty comfortable back there. They offer seat warmers, there's USB ports for your passengers in the back, so it's not a bad place to be whatsoever. In the front though, obviously the Challenger, what I like about it is it's more geared towards the driver. So, you know, the dash is kind of, even the center section here, everything is kind of geared towards the driver. It's in its own cocoon, you know, like everything is just for the driver. The passenger just sits there and then gets to look at the SRT emblem on the dashboard, but they don't have too much facing them. Everything's facing you. So as a driver of this vehicle, you feel really good about it, you know, because you're looking at all these nice amenities that you have, all your controls, the placement of the cup holders, everything like that is geared towards you. But where it lacks is the space. So all you get is like the storage right here. You have a cup holder on either side, and then you have the glove box. Not much place to put things, so a lot of times you'll have things flying around and not really secured, and that's something that really bugs me, but I've kind of gotten used to it. It's more of my weekend car anyway, so I don't keep a lot of stuff in here, but it would be nice to have more storage options for the Challenger. So that's the interior pieces that I've noticed the differences. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the features. So obviously there's going to be some features that are different between the two vehicles, and 2 of my favorite were the fact that the car had memory seats, which is really cool. So you can actually adjust 2 settings in there for 2 drivers, so you and your wife and your girlfriend, your friend, whatever, you can easily switch back and forth without having to mess around every time trying to find that perfect driving position that you're used to. The Challenger does not have that, and it really bugs me, the fact that a car with this price tag does not come with such a simple feature. There's a lot lower end cars that come with it. I don't think it should be too hard to incorporate. Pretty much all it is 2 buttons and some type of programming to make sure that the mirrors, the seat, and the steering wheel are all adjusted to your personal preference. So that was a nice thing in the Charger. You just press it and it goes right into position. Challenger, we don't have that. Another thing we don't have in the Challengers is the auto up feature. So you can automatically put the windows down, as you see here, but when you want to put them up, you have to hold it. The moment you let go, it stops. And the Charger has the auto up and down. Once again, kind of a weird feature. I know it might have something to do with like safety, but I know also Camaros and Mustangs have the auto up and down. So what are you lagging on, Dodge? Why isn't this feature in here already? So moving on to other features which are more associated with the drivability of the vehicle is the lane keep assist. So lane keep assist is pretty much a feature that allows you, or lets the car actually keep you within your lanes. So if you start drifting over into somebody else's lane, the car will actually correct itself. And I mean, like, it'll move the steering wheel to keep you inside your lane, and it'll give you an audible warning so that you're paying attention. That's a very nice feature to have, especially if you're road tripping, you're driving a lot in the city, on the highways. It'll keep you in your lane. And if you combine the lane keep assist with the adaptive cruise, which is an option that you can get in the Charger and the Challenger, I have it in my vehicle, it actually can press the brake and gas for you, and it'll actually steer itself in the lane. So pretty much it automatically drives itself. Now I get it, car guys don't want to hear that, but you're not always 100% invested into driving your vehicle. Sometimes you're having an off day, you're getting to work, there's some traffic. To have the car be able to steer and kind of press and accelerate and decelerate for you is a very nice thing to have. So it's not something that I'm complaining about per se, you know? So that was a pretty cool thing. I got to test that out a few times. Obviously it's not going to work as well as like a Tesla or something, but it does a decent job of making sure that you're, you know, stopping in time, you're accelerating with the traffic, and you're staying within your lanes. And that's pretty good for a muscle car or like a performance vehicle. So those were kind of some of the features on the interior end of things that I noticed that I really liked. Next, let's kind of move out to the outside of the vehicle, the appearance. Let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously the Charger gets updated a lot more, so it looks a lot newer. The body style, you can kind of tell an old Charger from a new one because they change them so often. And it's not like the Challenger where it's kept its body style for a while now. You know, since 2015 we've had this body style, and the previous one was around for like 7 years. So it's quite a long stretch to have the same body. So that's something that you will also kind of notice as you're kind of, you know, like looking at the vehicles. You'll notice that the Chargers look a little newer. If you're into that, you want a car that looks apart, looks new, when you buy that kind of, or you pay that kind of money for it, then the Charger is a better bet for you. If you like the muscle car look, which is what I liked, this car, the Challenger, is a very good bang for buck, and it looks pretty awesome with, you know, the halos and everything like that. It's not a bad looking car by any means. So it just comes down to personal preference. But if you're someone that likes to kind of stay on more low end, kind of stay on the sleeper end of things, I think a Charger is a little better suited, because it's a 4-door sedan that can kick ass on the track and kick ass on the street as well. That thing is no slouch. It's pretty quick. Which brings me into my next point, which one is faster? It all depends, really. I found that the Challenger seemed quicker, and the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of the driving I did was city driving, and kind of off the dig, really, so I wasn't accelerating on the freeway or anything like that. And the Challenger has less weight and gets out of the hole quicker. But if you are driving kind of in higher speeds, I think the aerodynamics of the Charger will kick in, and at that point the Charger will be quicker, because it definitely has smoother body lines, more aerodynamic than the Challenger, which is kind of coined the brick by a lot of people, and the both. So it's not as aerodynamic. So maybe, you know, when you're going really fast, 100 miles an hour or over, it'll probably be quicker to be in a Charger, since the air will flow over it a lot better. So those were kind of some of the things that I noticed. Drivability wise, the Charger's a little heavier, it sits a little lower, so it's a little better balanced. There's more weight towards the back than the Challenger, where it's a lot of empty space or light kind of weight on the back, and all the heaviness is on the front, so it does a lot of squatting, and when you really get on it, it can kind of fishtail on turns and stuff like that. So the Charger felt better composed in that aspect. But I love when my car fishtails, so it's honestly personal preference. If you like a car that kind of gets a little loose here and there and likes to have some fun, Challenger is not a bad idea. So that is kind of pretty much my little conclusion between the Charger and Challenger debate. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have different opinions or questions, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. My name is Rush. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like on it. New to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Which one do we close out first?